Hey, what's up? My name is Daniela and welcome to a new video. So today is Sunday, the 17th of September, and I have been wanting to start a new vlog basically since the beginning of September. So we're finally starting. Don't know how long this vlog will be. It might be like one day, it might be a week, might be 2 weeks. We'll see. But anyway, I already started this vlog like earlier this morning when I wasn't fully awake, and that wasn't the best idea because I filmed some clips and then I was like, well, my memory card is full, I should delete some of the stuff. And then I thought, well, everything is basically already uploaded, so I can delete everything, right? And didn't realize that there was the footage from this morning. But so yeah, the only thing you missed was that I had some Alpro strawberry yogurt for breakfast with peanut butter and protein powder and some biscuits and black tea with rice milk. So yeah, that's the only thing. Oh, and I also watched some booktube and did Duolingo. I don't really look like I've been awake for a few hours because yeah, I'm exhausted. I've had a really intense week. So in the first half of the week I was at my parents' house, and then I got a horrible migraine for like 3 days, and during this, like, I'm helping to take care of my mom who has been sick, and I was also working my full-time job from home, and then I came back home and then I went straight to a 2-day IT conference, which was great, but it means that I'm exhausted and the house is a mess. I mean, the house, my tiny studio apartment is a mess. So today will be a balance between trying to rest and recharge, but also doing a lot of things like tidying and dishes and laundry and stuff, because I mean, it's much needed and it will help me to feel better. And we'll do a reading update later, but right now I just want to get started with some things. So yeah, the kitchen is a mess, this corner is a mess, there's stuff here. This is clean clothes that I unpacked from being in my parents' house and didn't fully put them away. Stuff to be put in laundry. Books I unhauled, the video's already up, so you can watch that. And I should bring this to the second-hand bookstore, but I don't know if I will do it today because it's across town, but also it's a nice part of town with a lot of cafes that I'm interested in. There's also a newly opened gluten-free cafe, but it's not open on Sunday, which is heartbreaking. But yeah, anyway. So the place is more tidy, so I did the dishes, this corner, more tidy. Dishwasher running and washing machine is running, and I'm more exhausted, but it's time to make lunch. So I'm gonna make some noodles. It's the satay noodle recipe by Madeleine Olivia here on YouTube. I will link it in the description, but yeah, it's noodles with peanut butter sauce and tofu and a bell pepper, and I've been making it like every week for the past few years, so yeah, it's a staple. Okay, so after some more dishes and more laundry, I'm ready to go outside. It's just after 3. Not feeling amazing, which could be like the theme of this vlog, but I think going outside and doing my thing could be good for me. So yeah, I'm gonna drop off the books I want to sell, and then I will probably stop by at a cafe. So I'm back home. I dropped off the books and then I went to a cafe, and it's a cafe that's right next to the store, but I've never been there and I've been wanting to go there for years, and today I finally went. So yeah, it was the Acid Cafe, and yeah, they have a nice garden. It was pretty hot today, which I'm still enjoying. Like, I'm still not fed up with the summer. It's really nice. So yeah, I had iced latte with pea milk there, and now there's someone opposite me on the balcony, and I'm like, I don't really like when people can possibly see me. On the way back I walked part of the way, so I got almost 7k steps today, which is nice. And then I had dinner and finished the laundry. So in total I did 3 loads of laundry. One has dried in the dryer while I was out, so that's folded and put away, and 2 more loads are drying on the dry rack. So yeah, that's a good score. But yeah, for a reading update, finally. So last time I updated you on my channel, it was in the summer reading wrap-up, which ended with books I read at the end of August, beginning of September. So not that much has happened since then. Since then I have only read 1 more book, and that was Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Sutando. Okay, I'm really uncomfortable with the guy, like, possibly looking here. Well, that's a catastrophic lighting. A tiny bit better. And now the guy will know that, like, I saw him looking here, so I closed the curtains. But anyway, as I said, I did read Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Sutando. So this was a gift from Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots. So thank you, Aoife, for gifting me an amazing and stressful time. I really appreciate it. So this is an adult comedic thriller / contemporary, I would say. So we follow our main character Maddie, who is around 26, and she has her mother and then 3 aunties, and yeah, there are like no men in the family anymore, and these women have this really close-knit community. So some of them live with each other, and they also have a family business, which is like planning weddings. So each of the sisters and then Maddie does her part, and yeah, they have this family business. And Maddie feels quite stifled by this life because she's like the youngest in the family, and you know, from the beginning everyone just told her what to do, and she didn't have like the courage to speak up for herself. And she doesn't know if she wants to be in the family business anymore, but she doesn't know how to say it to her family. And then at the beginning we also get flashbacks to her when she was in college, and then she met the life of her life named Nathan, and then basically they were really into each other, and Nathan was moving to the east side, and Maddie was expected to join the family business, and she just didn't have the courage to even say to her family that she has a boyfriend, and so she broke up with Nathan, but she has been thinking about him since then. And now in the present timeline, her mother has set her up for an horrible date, because like she pretended to be her on an online dating site, And then she goes on this date and she accidentally kills the guy in self-defense, and then the next day the family business has this huge wedding. So she just calls her mom, and the mom calls all the aunties, and they're thinking about what to do, and basically things go very wrong, and it's very hilarious, over the top and far-fetched, the whole book, like what to do with the dead body and stuff. Maybe also Maddie gets a second chance to reconnect with Nathan. So yeah, I really love this. Mostly it was just really funny ride, although as I said, stressful. It really reminded me of like Finley Donovan by El Cosimano, and also like the family element really reminded me of the Raven Cycle, because there you also have this close-knit family comprising of only women. But apart from the thriller elements, we also got a lot of contemporary elements. So we got a lot of character growth from Maddie, who was just throughout the book, you know, gearing up to speak up for herself and tell her family the truth, like that what happened with Nathan and what she actually wants to do with her life. So the composition of the novel didn't work perfectly for me. Like at the beginning I wasn't so interested in the flashbacks, but I knew that we needed them to like get to know Nathan and their relationship. But yeah, it was just at the beginning, and then when I continued reading I basically forgot the scenes, so I forgot like the chemistry that was between the two of them. And so I felt like I didn't really know Nathan, and yeah, maybe he stayed a bit underdeveloped, but nonetheless I really enjoyed their romance and I enjoyed reading about the characters, so I was rooting for Maddie. And with the four sisters, I liked that they were quite distinct, and I liked how it showed how they have these like unresolved problems. So there was something between Maddie and her mom, and they got closer together during the book, and then between some of the sisters there was a tension, but ultimately like when an emergency happened they all came together. And yeah, it was just a really fun ride, and it's the beginning of a series, so it continues with at least one other volume. I don't know how many there are, so yeah, I might continue with the series since this was a 5-star read. Also, the family is Indonesian, Chinese, American, so we got a lot of culture elements and even like mixture of all of the 3 languages. And then currently I'm reading 2 books. So I'm reading Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. So this is a reread. I read this I think in 2018 or 2019, gave it 5 stars, and then last year I got the second book like onto my physical TBR, but I knew that I really need to reread this one because I don't remember that much. So yeah, I'm reading this one to continue with the series, at least the second volume that I own. And this is a middle grade fantasy series about a girl named Morrigan Crow, and she is the cursed child, which means that like every little problem or disaster that happens around her is attributed to her, and she's destined to die when she's 11. But then at the last minute she gets like rescued and she appears in this magical world, and there are some trials for her to overcome to become a member of a secret society. So yeah, I gave it 5 stars on the first read. I really enjoyed it. I remember there's like a talking cat, and you know, it's whimsical and magical, and I also enjoy the trial element in books. So we'll see if I like it as much now as I did the first time. I'm only on page 36 right now. I started like maybe a week ago, and then I brought it to my parents' house, but at my parents' house, like every spare moment I had, I was like editing videos, which probably wasn't the best recharging activity, but it worked quite well as a coping mechanism. So yeah, this might be my main focus right now. I'm not sure I'm in the mood for middle grade, but we'll see. And the second book I'm reading right now is Algorithms to Live By Brian Christian and Tom Griffiths. So this is a book about how to use computer science algorithms with everyday decision making. And yeah, it's a really fun, entertaining book. And yeah, basically I've been reading it like one chapter a day. A chapter is like 30 to 50 pages. So we had a chapter on like the ideal stopping time. So for example, when you're looking for a new apartment to rent or buy, and you start seeing apartments, and like where's the ideal time to stop, where you can say like, okay, I've seen this many apartments, and now like how do you decide that you are like, yep, this is the best one so far and I won't continue, even though like there might be some better ones. And then another big one is sorting. So this was illustrated on like the example of what is the best way, or what are the possible ways to sort books in a really huge library. Also a chapter was about like the ideal ratio of repeating experiences you already like. So let's say like going to restaurants you already love, and like trying out new things that could potentially become even, you know, better favorites. So yeah, it's just really educational and informative, but also really fun. Yeah, I think it's pretty accessible and user-friendly even for people who don't work in a technical field at all. So yeah, with this one I've already read 7 chapters and I have 4 more to go. At some point, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was reading a chapter a day for maybe like a week in a row, but now I haven't read it for some time because you do need some brain power. Like, it's not a shut your brain kind of book, you know. So yeah, that's the reading update. Right now I might either read a bit more from Nevermore, or watch some YouTube, or watch some Gilmore Girls. So I can't say that I like 100% fully participate in the biggest cliche there is, like rewatching Gilmore Girls in the autumn. Like, I have rewatched it 100 times, but not always in the autumn. And like in the past I have rewatched it a lot, like from season 4 onward. Season 4 is my favorite season. It's the season when Rory is freshman in college, and there was just something really cozy and relatable about it for me for a long time. Now obviously it also has been a long time since I was a freshman in college. And then it's true that like there are some annoying things in the later season. No spoilers, but like there are some annoying things in the later season, some really good things. And like, yeah, the first couple of seasons are the most cozy, and you have like some of my favorite characters there, like Jess. But also watching it from the beginning means like struggling with Rory through high school which like I didn't love my high school experience, so I don't necessarily like want to watch her struggle through those years. So yeah, for years I was skipping her high school years, but now I started from the beginning and I'm really enjoying it. It's really amazing that even though it has been my favorite show for like a decade and I have seen it 100 times, there are still things that maybe I'm catching for the first time, because, you know, there are like a million references, and being someone who hasn't lived in the US, possibly like there were a ton of things that I didn't know about, and now like I'm slowly learning some more things. So yeah, like in each episode you have like 100 references or more, so it's quite natural that you're not going to catch all of them. Like, there are still a ton of references I don't get, and I don't look up every reference, but just watching the pilot I noticed something, like some reference that I never understood before. So yeah, there are still new things to notice, and it's always really thought-provoking, like watching it throughout the years. You know, I first saw it in high school and then through college, and you know, when I was in my mid to late 20s, and now it's just, there are always things to think about. And yeah, it's interesting to see how I changed my opinion about some of the things, and with some of the things I still have the same opinion, but maybe like I can relate a bit more to some of the people in the situation, or I'm just more understanding where they are coming from. This has turned into a whole Gilmore Girls conversation, and I can't even go into details because I don't want to talk spoilers here. But if you but if you've never seen Gilmore Girls, definitely give it a watch. It's on Netflix, and I have to say, like, it is outdated in some ways, and you will find problematic things, so be aware of that. Like, it started, I don't know, like in the year like 2000, I think. And actually, even with the like spin-off, or I don't know what you call it, like the 4 long episodes that came like a few years ago, they were still problematic. So yeah, like, we acknowledge that, but we still love it, and there is still like a ton of good things you can take from it. For me, like, the music influence, like, so many bands I know because of Gilmore Girls, or like I first started listening to them because of Gilmore Girls, like including some of my favorite bands like The Cure. It was one of the main sources where I learned English, like, for real, and like the little tidbits about the American history and culture actually helped me in school several times. So yeah, it is a show that has a really special place in my heart after all of these years. Nothing has stopped it. Yeah, that's a really long way of saying, like, I have started rewatching Gilmore Girls. So I did watch some Gilmore Girls. I watched season 1 episode 6, which is about Rory's 2 birthday parties. And I mean, the parallels, like, we're talking about Emily not knowing her daughter, and then Lorelai sees something, and it's about like, she doesn't know everything about her daughter either. And then like Paris and Rory talking. A good episode. The way Rory bonds with her grandfather about like reading of any kind is very sweet. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the vlog here because I should have enough footage, because like I think I talked about Gilmore Girls for like 10 minutes at least. So yeah, it can be just like a Sunday in my life. Tomorrow normally I would have to go to the office, but since there's a reconstruction, we're working from home for another week, which is amazing. So tomorrow I'm just working from home, and it's much more chill than going to the office. Yay! So yeah, that's it for today. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!